Imagine waking up tomorrow morning with a question. Instead of opening Google, you simply ask an AI. Within seconds, it gives you a complete answer. It explains the problem, compares every option, checks the latest information, even recommends what you should do next. No endless searching, no scrolling through advertisements, no opening 20 browser tabs, no wondering which website you can actually trust. Just one conversation. It sounds like science fiction, but for millions of people, it has already become reality. Something remarkable is happening. For the first time in more than 20 years, people are beginning to change one of the most familiar habits of the internet. They're searching less and asking more. That may sound like a small shift, but it could become one of the biggest technological transformations since the invention of the search engine itself. Because if people stop searching, everything built around search begins to change. Entire businesses, advertising, websites, content creators, online shopping, digital marketing, even the way knowledge spreads across the internet. For decades, Google has been the front door to the web. But what happens when that front door is no longer necessary? What happens when artificial intelligence becomes the internet's new interface? And what happens to Google if the future no longer needs search? Welcome to FutureLens, where we explore the technologies shaping tomorrow. Today, we're diving into one of the biggest questions in artificial intelligence. Could AI replace Google sooner than anyone expected? To understand where we're going, we first need to understand how we got here. Back in the late 1990s, finding information online was frustrating. The internet was growing at an incredible pace, but discovering useful information often felt impossible. Search engines existed, but they weren't particularly smart. Then Google arrived. Its ranking system transformed the web. Instead of simply matching keywords, Google learned how to organize information by relevance. Suddenly, finding answers became incredibly fast. One search box connected billions of people to nearly anything humanity had published online. It wasn't just a better search engine, it completely changed human behavior. Whenever we had a question, we Googled it. Need directions? Google. Buying a new laptop? Google. Fixing your washing machine? Google. Learning a new language? Google. Planning a vacation? Google. Searching became almost automatic. An entire generation grew up believing that every answer began with a search bar. Google didn't just organize information, it organized the modern internet. Businesses quickly adapted. Companies fought to appear on the first page of search results. Entire careers were built around search engine optimization. Advertising evolved into a multi-billion-dollar industry. News organizations relied on search traffic. Online stores depended on search visibility. Publishers competed for clicks. Content creators optimized titles and articles. Even YouTube became deeply connected to the way people searched for information. Search wasn't just a feature of the internet, it became its economic foundation. But every revolutionary technology eventually reaches a turning point. Not because it fails, but because something fundamentally better begins to emerge. Think about what happened to paper maps after GPS, or DVDs after streaming, or film cameras after smartphones. The older technology didn't suddenly stop working. People simply found a faster and easier way to achieve the same goal. That's exactly what may now be happening to search. Google is never more powerful. Its search engine is faster, more accurate, and more intelligent than ever before. Ironically, that's not the problem. The problem is that people no longer want to spend time searching. They want someone or something to do the searching for them. This is where artificial intelligence changes everything. Traditional search engines were built around one simple idea: help humans find information. Artificial intelligence is built around a completely different idea: help humans understand information. That difference seems subtle, In reality, it changes everything. Imagine you're looking for the best electric car. With traditional search, you might spend hours comparing articles, watching reviews, reading forums, checking specifications, comparing prices, trying to decide which opinion you should trust. Now ask an AI assistant. I drive 50 miles every day. I have 2 children. My budget is $40,000. I want the lowest maintenance costs. Instead of giving you links, the AI studies your situation, compares dozens of vehicles, explains the trade-offs, identifies the best options, and even tells you why one choice fits your lifestyle better than the other. You never really searched, you had a conversation. That difference may redefine the internet, because conversations are easier than searching. They're faster, more natural, more personal, and increasingly more accurate. This shift is already changing how millions of people interact with technology. Students ask AI to explain difficult concepts. Professionals ask AI to summarize reports. Programmers ask AI to write code. Travelers ask AI to plan vacations. Small business owners ask AI to analyze markets. Families ask AI to compare insurance plans. Instead of opening multiple websites, people increasingly expect one intelligent assistant to do the work. And once someone experiences that convenience, it's surprisingly difficult to go back. This creates a challenge unlike anything Google has faced before. Because Google competes with other search engines, artificial intelligence doesn't compete to become a better search engine. It competes to eliminate the need for searching altogether. That's an entirely different battle, and it's already changing how the internet works. The question is no longer if AI can answer your questions. It already can. The real question is this: if AI becomes the first place people go for information, what happens to everything built around search? Because the answer to that question may determine the future of the entire internet.
So how is AI search actually different? The answer isn't just that it's faster, it's that it changes your role completely. For more than 2 decades, searching meant doing the work yourself. You entered a few keywords, opened multiple websites, compared different opinions, ignored sponsored results, verified the information, and finally made a decision. In other words, Google helped you find information, but you did the research. Artificial intelligence flips that model upside down. Instead of acting like a search engine, it acts more like an expert assistant. Imagine you're planning a 2-week trip to Japan. With a traditional search engine, you would probably search for flights first, then hotels, then train passes, then restaurants, then attractions, then weather, then travel tips. Each answer creates another search. Soon you have 20 browser tabs open, and after an hour of research, you're still unsure you've made the best choices. Now imagine asking an advanced AI assistant one simple question. Plan a 2-week trip to Japan in October. My budget is $4,000. I enjoy photography, local food, history, and quiet places. Instead of giving you links, the AI builds an itinerary. It compares flights, balances your budget, recommends hotels based on your preferences, suggests hidden locations that match your interests, even adjusts your plans if rain is expected. The experience feels less like searching and more like talking to a professional travel consultant. That's why many experts believe the future of search isn't about finding information, it's about making decisions. And that's where everything begins to change. Every major technological revolution creates winners and losers. AI will be no different. Let's start with the winners. Consumers will probably benefit the most. Finding information becomes faster. Shopping becomes easier. Learning becomes more personalized. Small businesses may gain access to tools that were once available only to large corporations. A single entrepreneur could use AI to perform work that previously required an entire team.
Researchers can analyze enormous amounts of data in minutes. Doctors may receive better diagnostic support. Teachers can create personalized learning experiences. Productivity could increase across almost every industry. But there is another side to the story. Many websites survive because people visit them through search engines. News publishers, review websites, blogs, recipe sites, forums, educational platforms. Every visitor generates advertising revenue. Every click has value. But what happens when people stop clicking? If an AI reads dozens of articles, combines the information, and delivers a complete answer immediately, the user may never visit the original websites at all. That creates one of the biggest economic questions of the AI era. Who pays for creating quality information if fewer people actually visit the people who created it? The same challenge applies to digital marketing. For years, businesses invested billions of dollars into search engine optimization, SEO. The goal was simple: rank higher, get more clicks, grow your business. But if AI becomes the first destination instead of Google, ranking first on a search page may no longer be enough. A new competition is emerging. Businesses will increasingly ask a different question, not how do we rank first, but how do we become the source AI chooses to trust? Trust could become the most valuable currency on the internet. The same transformation is already reaching YouTube. People don't watch videos only to find information anymore. They watch creators they trust. They watch personalities, stories, experiences, opinions, demonstrations, things AI still struggles to reproduce authentically. Ironically, AI may increase the value of original human creativity because facts alone become easier to generate. Authenticity becomes harder to copy. Looking even further ahead, the internet itself may begin to disappear into the background, not literally, but functionally. Instead of opening browsers, people may simply speak to intelligent assistants throughout the day, at home, in their cars, at work, through smart glasses, through wearable devices. Eventually, the browser may become as invisible as the operating system inside your smartphone. You don't think about it anymore. It simply works. Artificial intelligence could become the same invisible layer between humans and information. Convenient, absolutely, but it also raises important questions. If AI chooses which information you see, how transparent are those choices? Can different people receive different answers to the same question? Who decides which sources are considered trustworthy? And how do we prevent bias from becoming invisible? These are challenges that governments, technology companies, researchers, and society itself will need to solve. Because artificial intelligence isn't simply changing search, it's changing how humans access knowledge, and that responsibility is enormous. Before we wrap up, I'd like to give a special thanks to our founding members, Emiliana Chávez and Inglourious Bradsterd. Thank you for being among the very first to support FutureLens. Your support helps us create more in-depth videos exploring artificial intelligence, emerging technologies, and the future that's arriving faster than most people realize. If you'd like to support the channel and unlock exclusive member perks, simply click the Join button below. So, will AI replace Google? Maybe, maybe not. But perhaps that's no longer the right question. A better question is this: will future generations even think about searching the way we do today? Just as most people no longer buy paper maps before a road trip, one day, opening a search engine may feel like an old habit from another era. The age of search organized the internet. The age of artificial intelligence may reinvent it. And the companies that understand this shift first could shape the next decade of technology. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe to FutureLens, and tell us in the comments, do you think AI will eventually replace traditional search, or will Google evolve once again? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next journey into the future.